Hi again. Yes, I'm back. See me, I cool down now. Anyways, let's talk about things now, which is a concern for everybody who is part. Well, I don't know. Do you really have to be part of the conscious movement to actually be concerned about what is going on right now? Um, I'm just seeing things from a whole nother perspective. Um, there is a lot of things coming out. Okay, a lot. Some of these things need to come out, I think, with the Cyanetas and the Polites and the young pharaohs and the whoever else I can't even think of right now. Um, the reason why I'm talking about this because in the UK, right, the template of consciousness, right, the UK always looks at America as the port as the hub of consciousness, i.e., I mean, even though not well, can it be even considered as the hub? Because over here, right, they had their own their own movements over here, right? There's only in Labrador Grove, I think, when Malcolm X came down here, there was a Michael X over here, okay. But I ain't even gonna go into all that history stuff because I'm not even going to be looking up no articles or nothing. Actually, yeah, I have an article on it, on the conscious, what's going on. But can I be bothered to look it up? Do you know what is the saddest fact of all this things what is going on right now is that how anybody that says Hotep, anybody that says the greetings now, they be looked upon as a scammer, whether they're like that or not. Well, that they are like not like that. And it's really sad that it's come to this levels because I never would have thought in a million years that I will see stuff like this happening on the net where like even you're even question. I mean, fair enough. I never follow Signet and them people like that. Like I said, I followed. Not followed. I've looked into polite little venture, but I believe that right now this is a clean up time because the soldiers who everybody was looking up to and thinking that how they was doing these great things. Okay, I can say young Farah at the time when he was at his best, okay, even though he did scam, so I ain't even gonna put out one side, I ain't gonna give him no excuses. He was actually exposing a lot of the stuff that was going on with Cyanetta and them lot, because there's a whole federa of videos concerning them. Shaka Moses, I think General Seti was not part of it, to be honest, but who knows? Because on the outside they can be seen as one thing, and on the inside something else could be going on. Because most of these men, right, got converted or whatever in prisons, and I'm not saying all men who's been converted and stuff is bad. The main fact is that there is a lot of males testosterone being thrown around. It's like gladiator school. It's like um I don't even know what words to put it in right now because when you're looking at all the videos of all the stuff, all the history of Cyanetta, particularly, right? Because I did not know that Cyanetta was the godfather of consciousness on a whole. I only learned when I learned about it was I don't even know when all this foolishness with Polite came out. But I do know something though. Things have to change in the conscious community because the conscious community is normally the ones who sort people out and clean them up and they turn businessmen, businesswomen, healers, holistic healers. Right, it just shows how influential they are with their books. And I do agree with people, you shouldn't have to pay for information. That is true. That I don't wrong people in saying that. My whole thing is that the mockery of everything now. It's like it's a mockery and it's a breakdown. Now we can say that this is all not a plan, yes, because to break a people, what they always do, they always get rid of the leaders. I mean, even though these ones are not very good leaders, but I assure you, there's probably better people out there. But do we really need leaders to lead us? You know, you have to. You know, I really have to. We don't. I don't think we need leaders. Yes, you need a guide. Yes, that's fine. I mean, I was guided once when I was in my early 20s and stuff. But do we really need people to be dictating to you and telling you that how um what well not I mean even with donations, some people do actually do the work with the donations, right? And I've been on two platforms. Now both the men on these platforms are really fighting to really strengthen the conscious community on a whole, even though one deals with Egyptiology and the other one, well, he tells his story pretty well. He said he used to sell stuff on the streets. He was a street man basically. So, but what I like is the fact that how right they're trying to show like this is a different type of um they're trying to show that how right they are not in the playing, they're not in the pretending. And I know at the beginning, right, it's always like, yay, someone else has come to save us and come to help us, and you know. But I believe that the new soldiers might possibly be even better than the ones that is around now. And to be honest, there is a breakdown going on of the community. Now, I had this conversation with someone earlier today, and we had a deep conversation about this same thing because um, if there is no structure in the community, even though the community needs. I mean, do they really need structure in? Right. There's been many people in the past that has come and have done structures. There's the Young Lords, the Black Panthers to a certain extent. Uh, Nation was good at one point, but then with everything, the leader is always corrupted. But the Young Lords, who's only in their 20s, you can even go look up about the Young Lords. The Young Lords literally took over a hospital. They got the hospital structured. They cleaned up drug people. They cleaned up ill people. They did their work. Now, if there is people like that, but I'm all behind them, to be honest. Now, anybody after that who is pertaining and saying that how they're for the people and all this and they're not doing the work, because it all starts with grassroots. You have to start with the grassroots level first, because I've worked in grassroots level myself, so I know everything starts on grassroots level. You have to clean up the people at the bottom, and then people raise you up. But obviously, with the House of Consciousness, something obviously went wrong. And they've been hoodwinking people for years. And no one's never spoke out. Now people's talking out now. Now it's like they want to shut down people. Polite, Like I said, he's guilty. DNA don't lie. And yes, you can be biased and say, oh, this and that and that and that. DNA don't lie. It doesn't lie at all. And I still think that the community does need it needs a clean up. Basically, it needs a clean up. There is no it needs a clean up. It needs a clean up. However, the clean up's done, it has to be done. And it's gonna shift, it's gonna change, and it's gonna change. The new people might even be even more stricter that will come, because it needs people who knows the streets, and it needs people who know what's going on the street level. But not all of us are street people. It needs businessmen. It needs a whole set of structure. We have no structure as well. It seems like we have no structure. The ones who have structure and is doing businesses and doing their bit and whatever, good on you. But I feel like right now there's a whole cleanup going on. And I know I don't talk too straight sometimes, because I'm sure I'm not even making sense right now, because I never make sense when I talk sometimes. But that's what I feel is going on. Because earlier today, if I could have made the video earlier to do with this subject, I would have given you the whole of what I think. But knowing like how everything is very hot right now, sometimes it's best to just sit back and watch. Okay, like I spoke about young Pharaoh's mental health. I really feel he has mental health and he's got other things going on. I really do believe that he is really the sacrificial lamb right now, and and I don't, not that I feel sorry for him, because he's doing too much. Sinetta, like I said, he 4 man come out of his camp, and they're all rogues, all of them, all rogues, all right, and all scammers. And Cyanetta as well. He's one of the scammers, okay. And to be honest, when this all blows up and more information comes out more and more about them, I want the information to come out about them. I want it to come out, right? Because then, like, we know who they are, even though we have an idea of who they are. And I feel that the quicker the cleanup happen, the better for the community, for the conscious community or the woke community, because there's new people joining the conscious community every single day, every single year. There is a new set of youngsters joining it, a new set of this one's joining it, till it'll become a point that soldiers, the younger ones, because the older ones have to sit down because you ain't done nothing, or the ones who have done something, those ones have died, or or what do they call it? They've passed, right? So I feel that, you know, the whole woke community needs to start again. Needs to start from the beginning. You just need to start from the beginning, because the crops what you have now ain't no good. Ain't no good. Is all well and good, right? We know about our history. There's nothing wrong with knowing your history. There's nothing wrong with knowing who you are. There's nothing wrong with knowing who you are. There's nothing wrong with understanding where you come from, dealing with self economics, because like the conscious community talks about self economic on a big scale. It talks about setting yourself up. You go to a 9 to 5 job. So I don't understand why some of them are promoting not working, because you need lawyers. There's nothing more nicer than seeing a black lawyer with kente cloth or something upon them jacket, or kente napkin in their jacket. Nothing wrong in seeing someone who looks like you, who's actually representing you, who knows the law backwards and forwards. And the reason why I use the law, because that is the thing that is used against people of color most of the time. And yes, the woke community do promote broke pocket business. Yes, they do. But some of the ones who is in the conscious community, they're not always broke. Sometimes some of them are business people, because I know a whole load of them. Okay, they all got their brands. They all got their their shea butters and and lotions and potions and books and crystals and this and that. It come like everything's coming like a mockery. Now, we as a people, like, we are very spiritual people, and for people, like I said, for people to laugh at chakras, what, like, if you don't understand what the chakras are, just say you don't understand and you're just ignorant. There's nothing wrong in being a black new age person and woke. There is nothing wrong with it. Do you know what? Right, even the ones who talk the Kemet or the whatever one they're chatting, right? Because they look after their skin so well and they clean up so well and they use the mosque or whatever they're dealing with, they look so clean. These representatives that is out there now, the nature boys and all them people, are not good representatives of what woke looks like. Those are people who are who are viruses to the community, and I'm adding Cyanetta into the box too. All right. So I don't even know. I don't even know whether I'm making sense, because like I can be just rambling right now. I mean, I come on here to ramble, because I don't come on here to say okay today. No, I come on here for specific things, and the community is really bad. It's really bad. It needs to start all over again, because the ones who is on the outside of the woke community is looking at people on the outside, on the inside, on the in the worstest way ever. Now, like I said, I was on a YouTube channel and they were making fun of chakras, and they said, "Oh yeah, I don't want to hear nobody talk about higher self." And da, da, da. That's not the point. Not all is the same. Don't tarnish me with the next man over there, sir, because he's got shit on his jacket or shit on him body or whatever. Right? I'm not right, and I'm just using myself as an example, by the way. I'm not like that. Right? Because one man do something, don't mean to say that how all are we the same. Because that's how people look at us, and um, it's quite sad and ironic that how it's gotten to these levels. Because, like I said, there's younger men out there who's doing the work. I shouldn't have to name them. I mean, you can see them. There's so many of them on this YouTube here. There's yoga teachers, black yoga teachers, proper yoga teachers, not pretend yoga teachers. There's astrologists. There's numerologists. There's herbalists. I can't even name half of the stuff. There's rites of passage for young men that is going on. There was one going on today. And because of stupid people doing stupid things, because, like I said, England follows America as well in so many things. They do. We follow user over here. Now I'm thinking to myself, if all that is busting out over in America, what's gonna happen? What scandal's gonna come out over here? I'm just waiting for scandal to drop over here now. So um I don't know. I just feel like I'm chatting or I'm waffling now. I'm waffling. I'm saying I'm speaking shit right now. But that's how I feel. That's how I feel on a personal thing. I feel that the conscious community is going through a cleanup, and I think who have eyes and ears, who have eyes to see, let them see, and who have ears to hear, let them hear, because because there's a lot more going on than what it looks like right now. Okay, there's a lot more going on, and um, the most you can do is just stand aside and watch, because um, we will see what's going to happen. Because Polite has to go through and do his trial or whatever. Young Pharaoh's arsing up anyway, so it is what it is, isn't it? I mean, I'm not gonna beat up man. I'm not gonna. Why I can't hurt a man. Him all the way in America. You can't do nothing, right? So, the ones who is doing good on you, the ones who's doing the real work, good for you. It's just that you're not being seen because of these idiots in front. Hiya, hiya, real talk. So it's the real ones who's doing the work. Those are the ones we are not seeing right now. And we're just seeing the rubbish right now. Oh, you just got home, right? We're seeing the rubbish. We're seeing the rubbish, the trash. Um, it's amazing because when I put in the search engine about the conscious community, they start chat about the unconscious community and this one and that one, because it is coming starting to look like the unconscious community, because I don't think anybody wants to join the conscious community right now the way it's looking. All right, me who was in it from the 90s to 2000 and what's it now, I'm looking at you, so I'm thinking to myself, what the heck is going on? We are pure trash. Oh, go on. I'm just thinking to myself, in this life, in this 2021, I never would have thought I'd be hearing a big ass grown man called, well, Cyanetta on bloody YouTube arguing, getting funds to sue a person, Tasha K. Heaven knows why. You are a grown ass man. You're supposed to stand up with morals and manners and respect on morals. And it's amazing. You know what really amazes me? Right? I used to love going Nation of Islam. Nation of Islam used to put the woman first, okay? Considering what will happen in the past, the Nation of Islam was trying to sort out itself, right? And now all I hear is the women being called the B word, the N word. People just throw around the N word like it's chips or something. Like, I mean, I had a conversation with a young man. He did explain it to me why they use the N word, but I personally cannot be using them word there, because those was the words that was used to oppress you in the first place, and it's conscious ones that is using the words. Or maybe I'm old. I don't know. I must be old. I must be old. I'm sorry. I'm old, but um, I feel that things need that maybe you don't need to start all over again. You don't need to mash up the something, put it in a bin, and start again. Because you lot are not looking good right now. In no formal fashion. All over the net. If you're not saying Netta, it's Hussein Campbell. You know Hussein Campbell? It's Young Fair. I'm thinking to myself, what the heck is going on? I must be going crazy. I'm going crazy. I must be. I must be. But anyway, like we do know that how bigger things is coming. So why are people there prep and doing what they're doing? These ones are doing fuckeries, excuse my French, are doing stupidness on the YouTube. So why is it always black people that's acting the fool on YouTube? Why? 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 You know, why? What's the point of it? The ones who is doing the works, right, their channels hardly get any follows at all. Unless you're talking about young Pharaoh or somebody's Ross out there, right? That's the only time, right? Right, your subs goes up. My subs went down like three times. I'm like, bro, what the flip? What? Because I'm not chatting about Mr. Nasty in Atlanta, who ain't even holding nothing. What is he holding? He ain't holding nothing. People there, fair enough, right? I would watch. He is good for the gossip. Yes, fair enough. But on my channel, this channel here, I'm not talking about. I already spoke about carbonation already and what I think of carbonation already. I don't need to talk about that. But true say right, that's add on to the so-called conscious community. That's why I spoke about it. I don't need to talk about that man in Atlanta. Okay, everybody else is talking about him. I don't need to talk about him. On this chat, on this place here, we talk about esoteric. We talk about Jamaica. I show you my therapy. That's the type of person I am. That's who I am as a person. This channel actually reflects who exactly I am. I don't need to show my big fierce pun here, because it don't prove nothing. It doesn't make me any more a conscious person. I mean, and I did show a little bit of myself, right? And you know what, right? We need to reason more about this consciousness thing, but the debating shit ain't gonna help. Cause black people, we love to talk. Yeah, you can. We love to talk. Black people, we like to talk. We're the biggest talkers all over. We like to hold court 24/7. But like I said, the conscious community, right, needs a cleanup, right? And this and now you're getting the real me. And you notice, right, me not even swear one bad word. I think I must have sworn one bad word since I spoke all the way through this podcast. Right? Right? And this is and you see how I'm talking here, right? Like I said, even when I'm talking about that young lady I spoke about earlier in the first video, I said when I start talk passionate, it's a different passion, right? So this conscious community, they are chat about the B word and the da da da, and then like you wanna, even I can't believe what I hear. A so-called conscious man, I put bounty upon him baby mother head. She's a young lady. How can you, a conscious man, put bounty on her head? You dox her address. What sort of man are you? I mean, at first I'm saying, boy, he's got mental health, he's got this, he's got that. I'm really like, what the hell's going on? We ain't, you know what? It ain't right. The community ain't woke at all. Actually the community is asleep. The community is asleep. That's what's going on, right? Like basically we're asleep, right? We might as well just say we're asleep. We're not woke, because if it was woke, what was coming, we would have got the shits together. The people who don't look like us already got their shit together. We they're on online debating, right? We debating if Polite did what he did. There's no debate. There's no debate. What you there debating? There's nothing to debate. There's nothing to debate. And like I said, these men who's upward is right, they need to go. They need to go. Okay. And like I said, me not like to get vexed when me talk, because me's the calmest person I know. And I hate to be like this. You see this here, me not like feel like this. Because I had a conversation with someone today and I was telling her the reason why this is happening is to break down the community. So the community has no hub to go to. There'll be no hub because everybody's there like, oh, you're Hebrew Israelite, you're this, you're that. Oh, I don't want to deal with them people. Oh, Hebrew Israelite is a cult. This one's a cult. Yes, they are cultish like. They are. The Nation Islam is cultish like. Yes, Elijah Muhammad was a perv, okay? It's true. He was, right? But not all of the men that's in the Nation of Islam is like that. They don't, none of them that I know have no record of being like that. So don't tarnish all of them with the same brush, okay? Because even though I've been through my experience, what I've been through with the conscious community, right? I don't, it's right. I'm not putting I try not to put every man in the same box, right? And I have been out with a lot of Rasta men, yes, okay. You just, boy, I don't even know what's going on, man. I think after this broadcast, I'm gonna have to go drink some water. Because, boy, it's very sad. It's very disturbing what's going on. And I don't want to waffle. So, do you want to come up Real Talk, Great Real Talk TV? I keep going to call you Real Talk Radio. I don't even know why. Do you want to come up and talk? Because the way I'm feeling right now, we just do two video, and I'm so hot and vexed right now. Hopefully, once I drink some water, I'll go sleep peaceful. Because this is just craziness, and I don't hear nobody else. I can't hear nobody else talking out about anything. The one, two people who talk out, I can say, is Ramel Ma'at. Ramel Ma'at is one, and one community channel. He's actually he's actually spoken very, very, very strongly to Sinetta. All right. And if people's watching the right people, they will see what's going on. Okay. Even Question Everything did a video on the stuff behind the scenes, the Freemasonry, the Masonic. It's just crazy. I mean, I'm trying not to be judgmental here, but I find myself judging. I'm sorry. What can I say? I'm sorry, but it really, I don't know. Where's escaped me right now? Where's escaped me right now? That's what I can say. There's no need for men to be calling women bees and stuff like that. Especially if you're part of the conscious community. I just don't get what's all this about. I just don't understand what's all that behind it. When you're the one saying that the woman, she's supposed to clean up herself. She's supposed to be aligned with herself. Right? That's why I refer people to Queen Afua, to her son, Supernova. Because those are the ones I can think of who is the best ones in America. I'm not even in America, and I know about them. Instead, why you lot looking at Mr. Nasty in Atlanta? He was always that way already. I'm just, honestly. Let me find that article anyway that I was talking about. Yeah, let me show the article. Yeah, so the article is called Dear Hotep, No Likes, You Accept Your Friends in Imaginary Conscious Community. To fully grasp what it means to be conscious, you should familiarize yourself with various ideologies and understand that there is a small but ever growing group of bestowed intelligence, known as the Hotep, who will profess the need for the black unity as long as it caters to the notion of the black unity. Although the term Hotep may have its origin in ancient Egypt, meaning to be at peace, it slowly morphed from adjective to projective due to condescending nature of those who carelessly abuse it. As some might say, it's irresistible to appreciate a word our ancestors held so dearly, but for the sake of identity is vital these clowns are called out on their bullshit. Hoteps tend to spend countless hours on social media yearning for a chance to debate whoever topic challenges their sectionless ways. They often display high levels of disrespect for black women, black homosexuals, even black children. In the mind of a Hotep, all whites are evil, and no knowledge is superior to theirs. The YouTube scholars they follow, or any, proclaim black nationalists who typically wears an ankh. Many Hoteps will claim to have read a lot of books, but can only recite synopsis. They often look down on protests of injustice and will even go to extent of calling participants cowards or coons, all from the comfort of their homes. The Hotep social media page usually consists of black Egyptian cartoon sketches, a Pan-African flag, and countless memes pertaining to black superiority. They often internalize anything at any given moment while playing devil's advocate. It is not hard to identify Hotep since their behavior relatively repetitively, as Tariq Nasheed, creator of Hidden Color series, once said, the Hotep represents a small fraction of black collective, but very dismantle, de- dismantle to progress. And that's from one person whose opinion is on the conscious community. And there are numbers of these articles out. So you lot are making yourself look bad. See? You hear how he referred to you lot, the ones who, what's it, how he put it? The ones who disrespects the black woman, the black child. Okay? And it's so strange that, well, not even strange, because when I was looking through trying to find the the details about the conscious community, because I did a search. Let me see if I could find it. This is the same one. Oh yeah, there's another one. There's another one. Oops. Oh, it's buzzing. Here it buzzing. Oh, I can hear it buzzing so badly. The link's there, if you can see it. I think I dropped it, if you can see it. Right. So this other one is RIP to the conscious community. Well, this is a lot of reading. So Let me see if we can pick out the best parts of this one then. Okay. There is a change in the air, yet the sensation can't be felt physically, but rather metaphorically, the same way that was currently witnessing in a literal shift from the winter to spring. We are also experiencing another transition. Perhaps it's a shift that even the sharpest mind of black society have yet to pinpoint. It is slow death of many of us have perceived to be conscious community. Yep. Oh, oh gosh, I'm doing it wrong. My bad, I'm doing it wrong. There we go. Are you on? So, before you know, the knowledgeable reader of the melanoid nation, or black, whatever, I'm gonna just say black, reaches an untimely conclusion about the context of the particular story. Please be mindful of the fact that there can be never be a true depth of tired and true in information. Hard scientific data and the efforts brought about the melanated people to invoke genuine change. Okay, that's just a whole lot of chat, I think. I think the top one more or less puts it into whatever. So, okay, they put it into sections. Perhaps the most unfortunate, downright terrifying thing to consider as we witness in the conscious community crumble to pieces is that all of the dysfunction is occurring in a time in which we can at least afford to entertain each behavior. The current political racial climate in the country has made no bones about its anti black agenda. So, oh, she's gone. I always forget I can do that. Yeah, so they've put this into different parts to explain how the conscious community is dying. They say it's crumbling. So I wonder if you can hear it. It's crumbling. So if it's crumbling, they might as well just make it brought down and rebuild it, because I think the first one more speaks volume better. I think I like the first one better than the second one. This second one don't explain nothing. So um it's just sad really. You see, even the articles are talking about what's going on. Oops. Even the articles is speaking volumes. What's the matter? Hi.
Yummy, can you hear me?
I could just about hear you.
Can you hear me? Okay, let me see.
Oh yeah, I think it's my side. It was low. Oh yeah, yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I don't want to interrupt. Keep going. I just want to make sure you can hear me.
I'm just like, yeah, it's just like you can hear the disgust in my voice, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So basically, the conscious community is dead and buried. It's in its grave. Might as well just like break it down and rebuild it. But to do that, you have to get rid of the rubbish first, and then bring in the new ones. Because there is new men willing to take the space. There is. Because even on this, like I said, YouTube here, there's ones like Ramel Ma'at. He talks about Egyptology, whether you're into it or not is neither here nor there, right? Some people are into Egyptology. That's just how it is. Some people are into the African things. That's just how it is. Because to divide a people, obviously, right, you have to put them against each other. And I think this is what's going on, right? There is literally a war. It's like a war thing going on the net with the signeters and
Yeah.
the young pharaohs, and there's a war going on, whether people care to see it or not. Other people's even talked about this before, and they're not even on chats, but they're watching videos. I gotta make this thing cool down. All right. So I'm just thinking to myself, what in hell is going on? Or
My
are you?
theory, like for when it comes to the constant debating, and Sonetta encourages this. He has it on his podcast or TV
Mhm,
show, whatever he want to call it.
mhm,
Having people with ideologies come to battle, if you will, to
mhm,
see whose beliefs make more sense or who is more influential. I don't know what the purpose
mhm,
of his battles are.
mm,
But it seems like it's the nature of, oh God, and don't be offended when I say this to anyone who's listening. It seems like it's the nature of the man to be so aggressively uh competitive.
mm. Yes. Hi, sugar love.
Hey, how y'all doing? Can you hear me?
Hello, hello.
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all of this is like this stems from jail. All this is like old hustles that they was taught in
Mm,
jail and
hello.
Hello.
go back to jail.
Mm,
Instead of going out there robbing, killing, and stealing and selling drugs.
mm,
So, when in jail, what you got? Plenty of time to do. Read books, right? Learn, get your vocabulary up. And then they're being taught by the different groups that's in jail. Depends on which group you decide to go to. Like you can go to the Muslims, the Israelites, or the Christians, or whichever group. So that a lot of this is spawned out of there, you know. And then, I mean, in a sense, we didn't know. We thought that it was good because a lot of this happened around the crack era. So a lot of them
Right.
was doing like a lot of them was really, really out there. And going to jail saved a lot of their lives.
I have a
Because
question
now
for you, Sheila.
hmm
Do you think that these types of men would exist if it wasn't that big, the crack era? Do you think that the crack era made these individuals because of the lifestyles that they had to live at young
no no no
ages?
no no. It started before the crack era. I
During
mean,
like the pimping in the 70s, you mean like the 60s and 70s?
no, it was it was like when hip hop basically actually it was like when hip hop like first sort of kind of came out. So you had like a lot of people again, I hate to say it, a lot of people came from jail, but even the ones who didn't come from jail, it all stems from the same groups that's in jail, the same groups that's out of jail. So you had like the 5%ers, the Israelites. So whatever information like they was able to bring, and then hip hop was fresh, so they wanted to put it in the records. They wanted to show they red, they black, they green. They wanted to like show their knowledge. Like one day you was speaking to somebody, literally their name was like probably David or John, and the next thing you know, my name is Shaheen Divine. I'm like, oh my god, call me by this now. So they thought that that crack ever came and messed all of that up because the people was really feeling their blackness then. If we go back to the older hip hop songs, you will really understand what I mean. So in jail, like whoever was doing it, who didn't go to jail in New York City, you still had them on each corners or everywhere you went, or if you came out of jail. So, but the ones who came out of jail is the one who made it a scam. The ones who was doing it who didn't go to jail, they was just kicking knowledge, if you know what I mean.
But my question is why? Like, what is the difference between the men whose experiences, they had that extra experience of incarceration versus someone who didn't? Why did they turn into the scammers?
Because they was already crooks. They just taught them a smarter way to be a crook. Like
Right.
you can be a crook, but do it with intelligence.
Mm,
So you won't have to end back in jail.
right.
So they use the intellectual pimp game. Because I always try to tell men all the time that they refuse to believe me when they go women like thugs. I'm like, in all reality, no. Women like intellectual men. So they were like, but the intellectual part, the women first, you get the women in. Oh, the black woman is God. Black. You notice they all start with the black woman
Right.
is God. Black woman is God. That's the key because you got to get the women into it
That's
first.
right. That's right.
So if you notice, all of them started out as we are black women, besides the Israelites and besides the Muslims, besides the ones who believe in the pecking order. But the rest of them, black woman is God. So now we're hooked. Like somebody recognized us, like, oh my God, we're beautiful. And men is finally putting us first. So we didn't know all that was a scam. You get the women
Hmm.
first, then the men will follow.
But my experience have never been like that because to be honest, I took myself to the Nation of Islam. No man coaxed me to come to the Nation of Islam. The most they do is invite you, but they talk about you in regards of empowering. Like over here, that's how it is. I don't know, maybe it's different to how it is in America, but over here, when I went to Nation, it was all empowering. Apart from the only thing I will say, the only little kink that I could say the problem was the colorism that was in it. But you don't really notice it until you're actually in it, and until you're actually around the MGT and the nation and the NOIs, because the men was choosing light skinned women. Um, as well. So, but they was teaching the women to always be powerful. It'd be the women who'd be on the rostrum. It wasn't always a man on the rostrum always talking at you. It'd be a woman. It'd be balanced because that's how I saw Ava Muhammad. So I don't know. Maybe my experience is different because I don't know it. I don't know. The only time I got led to become something by a man probably was with the Rasta side of things because that's mostly run by men. That's dominated by men. You know what I mean? So um, that's
See,
why. Uh,
now I would say the difference is New York is more congested, right?
mm,
So it's and then it's so what makes it more people now you got like let's say me and you have a fallout. So now we're both still let's say Muslims or whatever, but now I'm gonna have my camp, you're gonna have yours. But we
mm,
still the same thing. And then,
mm.
it's like it's all one big melting pot, but in the beginning it was good because we just came out the 60s. And then when the 70s came in, what they started to do in New York, they was burning down buildings. If y'all ever look, like I said, people may not like if you're in America, and especially if you want to. Some people don't realize a lot of the history does start in New York. What they started doing was burning down the buildings to get us out, right? So then now the Bronx and Manhattan just looked at like it was like one building and all the rest of them burnt out. They were trying to get us up out of there.
They did the
So
same thing to Philadelphia. We had a group of Black Panthers in
mhm,
the movie.
right, yeah. So when they started doing that, And then now you got the hip hop talking about that. And don't forget, Philadelphia was right with us. Philly is right when you go like to the old hip hop. Philly is where you see us, you do see yeah, baby. They burnt it down. I was there. I wasn't there, but I was, yeah. I'm glad you pulled that up. She like me, I pull it up.
Yeah. But
Mhm.
but but the but um but you're saying that New York City was the hub, and that's why Sinetta is situated there. Is that why he's there? That's why he. So that's why he's the godfather of consciousness, or because of this thing what happened in.
Well, this is some of the actions because of this happening, right? So then now we're not in the 60s no more. We're in the 70s watching this happen. So now we get to the late 70s, early 80s. So now we got the crack epidemic, and now, we don't have the Black Panthers and stuff no more. So now hip hop is born, and hip hop is now putting that into the music, right? So then you got, and then it's this the same conscious brothers. So now they started doing lectures and stuff like that. So Sonetta would take the lecture. I remember as I walked down 125th Street and see them all right down there. I know I'm telling my age, but that's when they had the VCR tapes. This is before like CDs and all
Right.
this into the social network. It was like just that. So he was selling. He started by selling that. Then he was like he did had the boots on the ground with the microphone. So then more people was being drawn to him because he was talking about the black man. But remember, that's because he was in jail. He was with the Muslims in jail. So they taught him the intellectual hustle. So when he came out, he applied it. And it's sad to say, but as we see today, it worked. It worked.
So would you say that these people like Young Pharaoh, Eligio, Brother Polite, I hate calling him brother, but Polite, and all these other so-called woke so-called leaders, would you say that they have been almost um conditioned or nurtured by these older Hotep hustlers?
Well, first of all, we never considered them leaders. It was just like
Mm,
it was just like 125th Street or that part of Harlem. Like each borough does their own thing, but like ours would be like downtown Brooklyn. Then you got the Manhattan, and so that was like 125th Street would be like the spot where like the Israelites had this corner, the Muslim has that corner, the people in church has that corner. So that's the spot where everybody sell they stuff. Like it was the movie theater. So at this point, it's it's like a even though it started from the 5%ers, but they will form a cipher. It's called a cipher, if y'all know what I mean. So now you get to say, kick your intelligence. Now I'm kicking my intelligence. So now everybody who's intelligent, who've been reading like all these books, now they all start to get together, and then now I'm gonna tell you how intelligent I am. Now I'm gonna tell you how intelligent I am. Well, that's not what my book said. Okay, let's debate about it. So now they start with the debates. And so now they're like,
so it's like a pissing contest of knowledge that they've learned.
right, exactly. Got it. It's a pimping contest. But the knowledge is still real. But the thing is, both parties be right because they're both reciting from the books that they read. But
Right.
either way, people was people really were learning, even if you because if you hear what they say, that will even make you want to now go read a book or read what they're saying to see if what they're saying is true. So now they figure, well, let's all, make some money off this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm gonna show a video, but it's gonna be tomorrow though. That's why I'm gonna show you a lot of pieces there, a lot of piece on it. Like that's why I said every single body. Is a lot of people is so many people that came through. Right, well, Sinetta came through people, and a lot of people came through Sinetta. Now, the younger ones, well, first of all, Pharaoh was an agent. He came to dismantle them. That was his thing. And then Pharaoh brings in Nature Boy. Now are both of them wants to be polite, but polite was groomed from Dr. York. But certain things like what I could do, you can't do. Certain things you could do, I cannot do. So sometimes, it really pays to be yourself, but in your mind, I want to be like this person, you know? So young Pharaoh, after he did dismantle them, job was done. So then now here come Nature Nut, and he didn't really come through the House of Conscious. He came through. He still watched Polite, but he came through young Pharaoh. Like he never done a debate, and neither have young Pharaoh ever did a real debate. He tried, but they all laughed at him. If y'all ever watch his first video, he was like the laughing stock. So being everybody was laughing at them, he's just basically, I'm gonna go after you, go after you, go after you, go after you, go after you. But at that point, he became a joke. But the powers that may be, he still caught a lot of attention from going after Polite because he grew an audience. So now what we basically seeing is his authentic self. But Nature Boy, he I don't know how. We know he watched the information. We know he copies everybody's information. But he was never like he just came he was like a guest on Sinetta, and he used Sinetta just to get him an audience. But Nature Boy had his own agenda. He was already psychotic. He was already narcissistic. So he was already going to go to the tropics anyway. But the main thing was just getting an audience to watch him. So he sits on Sinetta platform. But a lot of them, it's sad, but you don't know who's real, who's not real. Now you exposing. Now, everybody is now brought back from the dead. Like I didn't see Dr. Ali Muhammad for like 50 million years. Now here he go. They get ready to expose him tonight. Dr. Inky. I'm like, well, hold up. I thought you was Minister Inky. Now you Dr. Inky. Now I'm like, hold up. Now Tahaka Bay. I'm like, oh my goodness, you back alive too. And then I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, this one incident is what Polite has risen the dead. Some people should have the pills are staying. The pills are staying, kind of quiet. But that's what I'll be doing too. But this is too much. As everybody heard or knows something, but they're not around or with Polite to say, for sure this is what he do. Because that won't stick in jail. In a courtroom. But he still brings people. Looking now. He's still bringing people in money. He using his name still get people views.
Yeah, but at what cost is of the views if they're no good to the community? To me, I just think that how they should be dash out really done really because it's continuous. It's continuous from since Polite things happened. It's been continuous. It's been
Mhm.
continuous. Um, um,
But
everybody's kind of this. Well, I mean, some people's forgot about the victim in all of this as well.
thank
So,
you. Thank you.
um,
That's why I didn't like how Inky brought this out. You know, like Inky, and even when it got down like to Tasha K and everybody else, everybody was arguing with me, but I'm like, no, you forgot the victim is a real person. How
and the
dare
mother,
Can you imagine going to sleep after something so traumatizing happened to you and you're trying to get over it? And now you wake up, you're all over YouTube? Can you imagine who who does that? At least contact the family, find out is she okay or she all right or something.
and I bet no one's done that though, innit?
Wait, I missed it. Wait,
Oh, sorry.
somebody exposed one of the members who
Oh,
left.
hold on, that's me. I'm sorry. Where's my mouse at? I'm sorry. Oh God, where you at? I'm sorry, guys. I didn't know I had something else running in the back. Now, what you were saying, love?
Oh, I was asking, was somebody exposed when after leaving? Was it one of the new women who left?
Containing who?
I don't
And so
know. You just said going to sleep and then
I'm
waking up
talking
and you're
about the young lady, the young member. What happened to this young lady, the 14-year-old, happened in February, right? So
oh, you
now,
mean Brother Polite?
right, being that we're talking about him, and then Yemi was talking about the victims, and I'm saying no, she's so correct. Nobody's caring about the victim. They just throwing polite name out there so much, but I'm like, can you imagine something horrific happening to you, and you're trying to get over this, or you may have to have therapy or whatever, and then you wake up the next morning and you're all over the internet. Can you imagine?
Mm,
Nobody had the decency to at least warn the mother that this information was going to come out. I mean, I just thought the way they did that was the way Tasha K and whoever else did that was. I just thought it was terrible because to me it's like, and that's a shame that a lot of things that's happening in the community,
right.
they desensitizing us to everything.
Absolutely, including our anonymity. So what I'm noticing, anonymity, excuse me, y'all. What I'm noticing is, um, because there are so many of us non-reporters reporting, sometimes like reporters actually have this code of ethics, that they
Mhm.
right that they're supposed to abide by. And a part of that is, keeping withholding the identity of minors. And I think there's some legal implication of, with that as well. But because people like Tasha K are searching so much for a storyline, to keep the views up, to keep the money flowing, they are exposing things that shouldn't be exposed.
Even if you didn't know the name, I mean, like you said, it's a code of conduct. If I know I'm a reporter, and if you say you got so many different ways of getting information, you should have tried to get you should have found out where the little girl is at and have, send a message, hey, I'm a reporter, I'm going to put the story out. I don't think you should have put it out, period, because even if you don't say her name, she still know it's her, and
That's right.
she still got to wake up and see all of this being relived again. I'm
What
like,
do you think?
I just,
Yeah.
I mean, it's like it's being done twice to her now. no heads up, no nothing. And then, Tasha K never mentioned she was in Miami too and saw Polite, right? She never mentioned that. And then she act like she was new. Have anybody seen the video or some of it?
Yeah, I see that.
Now
I
you see
see
how
that.
she made it seem like she didn't know nothing about the conscious community, right?
Yeah.
Then she made it seem like she didn't know nothing about Sonetta, right?
Hmm.
Not to mind you, just last year, she just had an interview with Shaka Amos. I keep telling y'all, people don't play with me. See, some people got to do the research. I don't have to do the research. I was there in real time. So you already knew about the conscious community. You already knew about Sinetta. And you knew who Polite was when you was in Miami and when you saw him there. But oh, this came across. I didn't know who this information was. I'm like, is she? A lot of them when they talk, I'd be like, are you
So,
kidding me?
Sugar Love, what you're basically saying is that how she says she sensationalize it, whatever the word is, whatever, made it more
Sensationalized
than
it. Yeah.
that's the one. Sorry, my English bad. Um,
It's okay.
right, yeah, yeah, she made it more than what it was, basically, innit? She basically took it to a whole nother level because when I saw it, it seemed like she didn't know who the people was, and I was like, right. I was like, how comes it landed on Tasha K's thing? Because I know Tasha K is a big blogger. I don't know her for nothing else. I mean, I just know her because of
Right.
Sweet Martha Life drama.
Oh.
Oh, girl, we're gonna have to talk after off air. But anyway, right? Okay, we're gonna have to talk off the air. But no, she been new. She did an interview with Shaka almost, right? So we already know that Shaka almost come from that's Sonetta's boy too. And check out that interview. So she already knew who you think that if she didn't know who Polite was, she would have took that case. Not saying, but you know what I mean. She would have gave out that information if she didn't know that man was not going to bring her. She knew exactly who Polite was. She she knew what she was doing, but you know, for us, it's like we've been trying to say this for the longest. So to her, people they may think that she came up with something new, but that left a bad taste in our mouth. Like, I'm like, no, we knew this. Okay, now we're going to tell you about something. Like, okay, we knew this already too. A lot of these things the community and people knew already. And then I try to tell people that they're only some they when they was like, okay, when they talk about Sonetta, and then they say, why Sonetta keep Polite there or around. I said it's not Sonetta that does it; it's the people that does it.
So it's not
Sonetta,
money. Sorry.
the his viewership has went up, so I'm like, no, it's us, the people. We
I
gotta
thought it was.
we have to stop supporting the foolery.
That's right.
So if you're gonna sit up there and say no, if Polite is not making something out of money, it's not that it would drop him, but he still makes him money, and that goes like for anybody else, and the nature nuts and then the pharaohs or something. Like I cover it because I like to break down like the different forms of the narcissism and stuff, but like my other page, my main page, my sugar page, there will be no foolery on it. That's more about building. You know,
Mm.
I like to build, but I'll keep this for the foolery. But I can't stay in the foolery too much longer. But it's still my job to let the people know about the foolery because all of this is in our own backyard. Like we got a next door neighbor that's a nature boy. Like
Mm.
so, if somebody doesn't teach Okay, this that's why I got so mad at, I'm not gonna mention her name, but I got so mad with her and the other girl. I don't know if y'all saw it, y'all put it together. Oh, this is narcissism. That's narcissism. Yo, I'm like, and the lady tried to come on my page and I said, explain something to you guys. You will have to fully study narcissism and everything about it. You cannot, y'all throw that word out so much that it has lost its true meaning.
Mm-hmm.
And now you desensitize the word that people think that is all about arrogance.
Right.
Being arrogant do not make you a narcissistic person.
So right. So what they're doing is, if you have a bad situation with somebody, or even if someone is toxic, they're automatically calling each other narcissistic,
Narcissist.
and they're diminishing, like you said, the true nature of what it means to be a narcissist.
Right? Because I've seen what narcissists do to people. Now,
For
Nature
sure.
Boy is a straight up narcissistic
For
person.
sure.
Well, I
Textbook.
could check textbook, but the other two, well, you're a narcissist. I'm a narcissist. I'm like, y'all freaking kidding me? I'm like, yeah, no, that's you have to stop. Like somebody's selfish, it doesn't make them a narcissistic. Somebody's that conceited doesn't make them narcissistic because wherever they are, if they're not bothering you and they're not destroying your life, what doesn't matter what they are. Now, once narcissistic people is what they do to you. If I want to sit in front of the mirror all day, I'm not bothering you. I'm not destroying your life. I'm not gaslighting you. I'm not abusing you. You know all the things with narcissists. That's why I say I'm trying to get people to realize stop throwing out just words because it's new. The word is new to you. That's a very
Right.
serious word. Narcissism.
Right.
That's why I don't call it, I just call it by its full name now. I go narcissistic personality disorder. I have to say it by
Right.
its full name now. I can't just call narcissistic no more. They got to hear the word disorder at the end of it. See, I don't play when it comes down to them words and certain things. Because I've seen people had to leave their homes in the middle of the night. I've seen women had the plot. I've seen women that was once happy and used to say hello and their head used to be high. Now their head is low. They go to the store and they run right back because that narcissistic man is looking at the time of how long you're gone and they might get beat up or you know that's how I was like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Mm. So Yemi, what are you? What's your take on all of this? Where are you?
Ugh, I just think that, like I said, either obviously women is the biggest donators to these insolent. I can't even. You know what? I can't even get my words around today. These these rogue of men. They're very. They seem like they are not only have the power gone to their ass head in the process. They are they but well basically it does need to be broken down. I think the house of consciousness needs to go.
For sure.
I think it is a parasite, and maybe the ones who is really on something proper, because these ones are all about looking like rappers and whatever else and throwing threats at people and whatever the ras that is. Like what I thought you left your gangsterism how many years ago, right? You're there throwing your threatening
You mean
behavior.
the newer? Gotta correct you. You mean the newer rap?
The newer and the older too,
No,
because
the
because
older
because
rap.
because because, because Cyanetta came on, right. There's this channel. Right, I don't know whether you know about this. Real Talk. There's this channel that's come around called Real Talk. Community
See,
channel. One community.
it's
Right.
Yeah.
community,
Uh-huh.
right?
Right, and he was on there talking, right. I think he was just talking about something with Polite or something, right. And
Mhm.
Cyanetta turns up because I did see that, I think, and then he kind of throws a threat in there or says something off the cuff to my guy's just doing his show, right. He's just doing what I'm doing as well, right. He sort of throws a kind of a threat. I say that's a threat. I won't even call it like he threw words and it's like a threat, right. And right, if you are hold up in the community, the levels that people hold you up in, right? Right, okay, fair enough, right? Things can be falling apart, and you're in the building or whatever because you're the leader. The leader always goes down with the ship, isn't it?
Right.
Right? Apparently, that's how it goes, isn't it? Right? The captain, right? He's the captain, right? And he's there coming on, and he's thrown his weight. He's threatened another channel holder about he's trying to get Cash App to take down Queen Thrones, which is another channel holder. It's like I'm thinking to myself, what like so
But that
basically
don't
you
have
just
nothing to do with
he's
rap
a
music.
he's a hood. He's just a thug. Really, basically. All I'm
Yeah, but
saying is
he's
thug.
always been a thug, but that has nothing to do with early rap music.
I didn't bring rap music. No, I'm not talking about rap. I'm just talking about
Oh, I thought you said,
no, I'm talking about the behavior
oh, yeah,
which
yeah, yeah.
an elder, he's an
Mm-hmm.
elder, isn't it? Because he's older, right, he's older than Uda, right? Because the guy who runs one community is called Uda or Kev or something like that. I can't. But it's Uda. They call him Uda Block,
Uh-huh.
right? And he came on and he threatened he more or less threatened him, you can say.
Mm.
It's like why would you do that? Like, you are an elder, right, people still sound your name, right, even when they're referencing to like as you said, the yarders, the whoever, right, and you're going on like that as an elder. To be honest, I'm not actually surprised that youngsters go on the way they do when there's such an elder like that, because I think I would be the same. And I just think he could have actually gone to one community and spoke to him, like me. Probably that's how I think anyway, right? He's put out his email on his channel because he tells you this is my email, da, 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 da. This is my what, da, 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 da. How could you just turn up and start threatening? That's like me turn up on your thing and threatening you. Like, you're an elder. Stop it. Like,
Well,
you know what I mean?
some people, how they go old fools. Some people never mature. Some people never grow up. And, um, oh, ooh, ooh, ooh.
The house of consciousness needs to be torn down. Basically, it just needs to go. So,
Well, just like your title said, and just like I said yesterday, my problem is not with them. My problem is who are going to be the new ones that come in. We already know all these players, and now all these players, but I'm familiar with it, but and I got to make the audience more familiar with the different faces so they can see they all know each other. They all are connected. So my thing is now I have to see who is the new group that's coming. Like, who is the new person, younger person now that's talking knowledge? Because when you push, you know how the system go and the powers that be go. When they push the older people out, that's because the new ones are coming in.
mm,
So now that's what I'm on the lookout for. Like, now I got to see, well, let me see who's kicking some knowledge now. We got to see some more little young pharaohs out there. Now, I'm just using him as an example because he's still in his 20s. Like, who is in their who's in their mid-20s that's like, everybody's starting to flock to now. Now I have to see who's the new one, so we can now put them on the spotlight early.
Mm.
That's
Well,
right. My thing is to make sure, or to keep the awareness going. So now,
yeah,
like, yeah, so now, okay, who's now? If they're pushing these out, they're already groomed. The new ones that's coming in is already groomed.
yeah, yeah. Because I know for one thing, if this was England, because things have been done over here, but not at that. I wouldn't say as that extent, right? But they're always named and shamed, and in the end they just go away. They completely disappear, in fact, right? You will never see them amongst the community. It never happens over here, because they don't stand with over here. As bad as they are, I can say they don't stand for shit like that over here. They don't. And all this camaraderie, or what the, right, me can't even mention word. All this pushing up chest and flexing. Okay, that is a man thing. Yes, yeah, obviously that's how men flex, some of them, right? But at the end of the day, right, you can't be flexing like that, like as an elder, because like these little young men have no time for these stupidness. They will just tell you about yourself and push you and put you one side in your corner. That's how they deal with over here. So you can be big and bad and so, and they will just tell you whatever they need to tell you and put you back in your box, because as big as you are up there, sir, the harder you fall down, because that's how I'm looking at it. And the cleanup, however the cleanup's done, right? However the cleanup's done, or whoever takes the place of them. I mean, obviously, right, they're gonna be probably similar to Young Pharaoh with the rap look and
Right,
all this foolishness,
right,
which
right.
is probably is gonna be the new set of new generation coming up. But like I said, it is good to know your history. It is good to know certain things. It is good to know certain things. Yes, the practical things, because over here they're doing practical things. Some of them are camping over here, literally, right? Some of them are
Mhm.
camping. I've seen one somewhere in America. He's learning his children to fish. That's practical stuff. Okay, they're teaching capoeira, fighting, self defense. There is people literally doing this. Manhood Academy over here, right? So passage for the boys. So, like I said, with all, I don't know. Maybe it's just over there, so, but I know over here
Well,
it don't
I
go.
mean,
It don't go
see,
like that.
see, the problem is, I'm not going to say the whole America. New York started this crap, right?
Hmm.
New York is, and I apologize for New York as much as I could, because even the other states in New York, they was good until people moved out of New York and then moved over there. It's like, that's New York is the state of hustling, down to the World Trade Center, to the Wall Street. Like, all the money is here in New York City. I'm not gonna say New York, but this is where all the money's at. Either legit money or scam money. But this is the place where you get your money. So
Hmm.
either you're gonna get your scam on, or you're gonna do it the legit way. But that's why that old saying, if you could, they used to say, if you could make it in New York, you could make it anywhere. That's why if you come from New York, you can go anywhere you want to, because you're bred it where how to do things, because things move so fast. So that's why a lot of reasons why people can't keep up with us anyway. We
Hmm.
move in Philadelphia too. Philadelphia, they don't move as fast as us, and then things happen out here 24 hours a day. It's like it is the city that does not sleep. So at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, you want to see the same thing you see 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Like, do y'all people at night? You get older, you look out. I'm like, don't y'all people after do y'all go to bed? But the hustle never stops, and
Hmm.
so and it's never going to stop out here. Now, Can it be done less? That's where the awareness comes. And see, I don't care really about the players. I care about what the players are doing. So that's my part of the awareness or the point of my channel because I need for you to see this, they actions. So if it them actions ever you ever see it, let me do a U-turn. Or if I see somebody start speaking like this, I know to walk the other way. So it's not mainly about the players. Their destiny will be their destiny. But my thing, okay, now you see how this person is talking, or you see how this person is acting, or look at that person's eyes. Listen to how they talk. So because everything that we see, I don't care where you are, their actions, an action is an action, and it's still happening everywhere around the globe. You have kids getting abused everywhere around the globe. So we need that awareness to be out. Because even when it got down to Sinetta, and then they said the girl was 15 at the time, then they said the girl parents used to let him in the house and he just gave them some money. And then they said he went to jail and then he came back out and still was with the girl. You understand what I mean? What is wrong with these? I would never say we gotta shake up what Sharnetta did, or we also got to put these bad parent actions on display too. How you sell your daughter for a couple of dollars?
But
And
but
this
but I
thing
really
been happening in This thing been happening in a lot of communities all around the globe for a long time.
yeah, but I really think that he that he that he took a opportunity and he took it. He was an opportunist and he took it.
I think he's dead wrong, but the person who's supposed to love the child the most are the parents. So who does the child run to if the parents is the one who's so loud? And then he goes to jail, and so when do you keep your daughter? Like, listen, don't live your life. You're gonna wait till he come out of jail. He done demanded a year in jail. Like, how did he get that? I mean, if the story is true, because
Yeah.
we have to say allegedly. You got to remember we have to say the word allegedly. So allegedly, if this is true, what? Who is that? Oh, that's the dog.
So
This my cat or the dog. They love to interrupt. Thank you. I did not. I didn't know what he was doing. All I heard was something was licking. I didn't know he was drinking water. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah. So that's why I said we have to like start putting a lot of things on blast, but done out of love. But that's been happening for a long time. And then we got to get a message to these young girls because that's been happening a long time too. You got a lot of 16-year-olds. A lot of them mess with 18 and 19-year-olds because these are the ones now either have a hustle or they have a regular job. So these are the guys who, hey, I got the well back in our days, these young guys don't have cars no more. They spend all their money on sneakers. But back in our day, the first thing a young man wanted was a car. These days they want Yeezys. I'm like, I don't know, your feet gonna get tired. I don't know, but that's times has changed. But or they buy them something, and these little girls get things that their parents can't afford for them. So a lot of these young girls, and this is not new. That's why they mess with guys 2 and 3 years older than them. So we have to start, letting them know, stay a child, stay away from these men. You know, I work with kids, and I see it all the time. Remember, I work up with almost 100 kids at a time. I mentor them. I mean, I designed a program just for kids, and I'm on them kids like rice on gravy. And I have to do talks with these young ladies. I have to do talks with these young men. I have to remind these men, like I separate them, but I have to always remind the young boys. I say, yeah, how old are you? 18. I say, yeah, I know y'all see each other all the time. You know this girl is 16, even if she's 17. You still need to know that you can go to jail for messing with her. She's still a minor. A lot of them kids don't even think about that. We have to
Mm.
remind them. A lot of kids, a lot of these young boys don't understand because them girls as big, they mature, their bodies mature. And just last year, they were a minor. So last year they was playing together as a minor. But they don't understand once they cross over to 18, you're no longer a minor. So you can't be with that girl no more. And some of them still be with the girl, but a lot of these things, if we don't try to save them and from all this other foolery that's happening, who's going to do it?
Yeah, but I definitely think that how polite or targeted the girl, and the reason why I say this because, like, like you talk about the girls going out with um older boys and that, but I think most of the time, right? I think in his case, right, he's always groomed the girls, the ladies who he's around. I know there was one that he did actually went out with. I think that's the one you referred to earlier, and a young girl. I can't remember her. I can't remember, but that's the one that young Pharaoh exposed about him going out with that girl. But I feel that you see when there's, I mean, a lot of the house of consciousness seems to have a lot of predators, right? And
Correct. But the key to it is, and like I said in the beginning, that's because they bring in the woman first and they brainwash them. See, that's where you got to be. That's where the problem right there. As soon as you hear the black woman is God, and I keep telling it, all my females that I say all the time, as soon as you hear anybody go to black woman is God, run. Run. That's the lure you're in. Because remember, now they grooming you before they turn on you. So that then you have these women now that's felt you groomed them, and then you started talking this poly crap. So now you got a bunch of different women running after this one man, and they all think it's okay because you told them women is God, and we now all of a sudden everybody's poly, and then you start letting them. Then now you will start working on their kids. And then a lot of these women let it happen because you start telling them, okay, a kid is grown at this age, or right after they get their menstrual, now they're considered grown women. See, these are the things they are implying to the women. I don't know how these women got brainwashed, but they brainwashed these women, and then these women let their kids get fondled with. And then you gotta remember, Sonetta, I mean, um, Polite comes, he was groomed too. So he comes from a place where his daddy, Dr. York, that's all what he's seen done. So he witnessed the grooming of the mothers. Then he witnessed the grooming of how you get through the mother to get to the child.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I can see where you're going with that one, but yeah, because where am I going? I can see where you're going with that one, but I think with him, because yeah, it's the condition and environment for him. But I can see from the way he spoke to that survived the guy of the witness of one of the victims of Malachi, how he dealt with him, which is viral right now. That
Yeah, but that's
that
been out forever, and
I know, but people's re bringing it out. See, they're
yeah,
bringing it out, which is
yeah,
good.
but
They have to bring it out so that people can see what a prick he is, basically, because he's a prick. Basically,
yeah,
he's a
but
noob.
that's the thing I'm saying. He. If you notice it, he still say yes. I'm with my father. Like I said, he was groomed, so he knows how to groom. That's why he didn't see anything wrong with what happened with that boy because number one, we don't know if it happened to him. Two, we don't
Oh,
know.
so yeah, could that's Dr. York's son Junior, the one who was with what's his name's whatever woman, the young Dr. York, the other one, the
You talking
young
about
one,
Prince York,
Prince York.
right? You talking about him messing with the girl, Material.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
why I
yeah.
said. That's why I said again. Regardless of her hopping from place to place, we've been so desensitized that people didn't realize. I told you when that girl told that story, I believed her. But they, being that she chose to hop from place to place to place, and she doesn't seem to understand that because that she's being used from one man to the next man to the next group or to the next group. I think she's even been down to Thailand, but that doesn't make her a liar. It's just that she doesn't understand, and a lot of women don't understand. Is you are enough. Like, what are y'all? What are y'all? Life is life. You're gonna have to live it. What are you going to look for? Like, what? I can't understand that, and I be trying to get somebody to explain that to me. Like, or maybe because I'm so set in my own ways. Like, what are you trying? Like, what is you trying to? Like, what is this journey? I'm like,
She
life.
she
Life is the journey itself. You're gonna learn all your lessons. Nobody can give you spiritual anything. Like, there's nothing that nobody can give you. That all comes from within you. Like, all these master teachers and then even what Nature Boy is doing, and I'm like, I don't. Like I said,
but but she is a poor example of conscious women, really, because conscious women ain't like that. Well, the ones I know, they ain't like that. They don't stay like that. They'll turn up their nose. You mention the what's it the anything other than whatever.
no,
They
a
they
lot of
don't.
them conscious women. Come on, they people. We can't not turn a blind eye. A lot of them help groom the women. A lot of the elder ones, because if they did not help groom the newer women, then why are they with them who groom women? How do you
Well,
know? Like, how do you know? How do you know him and why y'all so cool? Because just like when you have like a whorehouse or something like that, and you have the one that grooms the nice lady that come on in and groom. Okay, baby, now you sit like this, and then you do this. So y'all guilty too.
but those are the worst. But those people are the worst examples because not all of them stay like that. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Not all of
No,
them are
some
like
of
that.
them. No, but some of them get out, but it doesn't take away for some of the parts that they played, and that's why they wanted to get out. Now, my thing is, if you're getting out and you're fighting against it, and you're trying to help people, they're not gonna be like, okay, I get it. But I'm talking about the women that hasn't got out and who's still in it.
What? So is that what meaning like like are we talking about the nature boy or the conscious community in general?
It's all the same thing.
No, they're different.
No, it's the same thing.
No, they're different.
What's the
They're
difference?
different because I've spoken to a lot of them about him in the past, right? Um, they don't play with that one at all. They don't even deal with him on them levels. They don't see him as that. Two, one because of his sexual orientation. One, two because they see that he is not showing like what they project, like i.e. meaning like some of them are actually doing the work, the so-called spiritual work, right, which they keep referring to, right?
Who?
Some of them are actually doing it because and the
Who are you
reason
talking about? Nature Nut?
I said some of the women because no I'm saying who are you referring to because because he is a poor adaptation of consciousness. He's not conscious. There's nothing about him that's conscious. He never was consciousness actually from time because
Okay, you talk about
like
Sonetta right now.
no, we're talking about nature boy.
Okay. Right. Okay.
He he is a poor adaptation, right? Probably at the beginning, yes, yeah, right.
Yeah,
We know
when
that
he
at the
came
beginning,
on, he started with the same game. Black women
yeah,
is God, remember?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. That was a hustle one for him. But like I'm
Mhm.
saying, there is ones who continuously they stay that one road. They don't move off. They don't change. They don't turn into no hustler. They don't turn into no pimp. And you'll definitely not meet women like the women he's got over there. You will
Yeah,
never.
but them women.
I've been around a lot of them who wear crystals, who wear belly chains, who wear dreads.
Yeah,
They're
but they
nothing
won't.
like that. Nothing.
No, but a lot of them will call themselves healers. They won't call. I mean, because technically we're all conscious. All right, we gotta break down what is conscious. We all are conscious. The only thing is you read. The only thing that is different is you read a book and you get information out of book. So now,
And do practical things as well, because with the
right,
book,
but
you got to do practical.
yeah, but we all are conscious. There's
Yeah,
nobody that's not conscious. Or they be like,
yeah,
stay
that's
woke.
fair
I'm
enough.
like, there's nobody that's not up. The only
Yeah,
thing
that's
is you
fair.
you study things that I
Yeah,
don't study.
yeah, that's
That's
fair
the
enough.
that's the only difference. And then like you got some people who do that because you wear the crystals and stuff. That doesn't make you conscious and that doesn't make me not conscious. I just
Yeah,
don't believe in it.
yeah,
Now
yeah, yeah.
you
Go
can
on.
do it. That because you do that and you believe in it doesn't make you more conscious than me or more wise than me. I just don't believe in it.
Yeah, which
So
is fair. Which is
because
fair. Which is
I
fair.
believe God said, I made you my most precious jewel. So why should I turn to a jewel or a crystal that's less than me? So I believe everything is in me. So everything I need to activate is already in me. So if you believe that, okay, the okay, Jews and rose quartz. Now that doesn't mean I don't have knowledge of it. I just don't believe in it. But I'm not. I can't. If that's what. If you feel that you're spiritual like that, not. I don't have a problem with that. My thing, I treat people how they treat me. If you're a beautiful person, you're a beautiful person. But I'm trying to get people to see it like, don't turn to people because you see a gimmick. If you have to see if your job is to find out basically what I'm saying, if what they're doing is a gimmick or not.
But to
So before
some,
you, right, but it's your job. Like even if you see some of these women, like you talk to them. So now you can decide, is this a gimmick or not? So that's what I'm saying. You need more people to talk to them and and find out, is this a gimmick or not a gimmick? Because we do know there's female scammers too. We
Yes,
also
most
know that
definitely.
there's women that they groom to bring in new women. So
Yeah.
your job is to see, like me, I would not be the good candidate because I don't believe in, I believe a crystal, I believe that's a rock, that's a stone. It has no significance. But they do believe in it. So it's
Yeah.
okay too. It's okay too.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
it's
Yes.
okay. You know?
Yes.
I
Yes.
haven't seen, I've never seen nobody who had walked around with the rose quartz and found husbands. You get one people. I know people who didn't have a rose quartz and found love, and people
Mm.
who walk around with the rose quartz never still ain't found no love. I'm just saying, but no, whatever you're into, you're into. My thing is take your time and find out if this person is real, if this person's a fake, if it's a gimmick or not. But still, you need to be your own individual person first. Find out about you first. Don't let nobody tell you about you. Only you know you. So don't be, don't go into, because sometimes when you cross that line, you can't come back. You know, if you
Mm.
want to learn how to yoni steaming is very good. But if you want to learn certain things, that's beautiful. But now I don't. Now, for me putting my belief in something else, that I will not do. But certain things that they do, I can learn from. You know,
Mm.
you, like your woman body. This is good for this. This is good for that. That part I like.
Mm.
But I'm not like, I teach people, like they said, okay, get the sage. Get the negative energy out of get the negative energy out of your house. Now I also did a video. The vampire cannot come into your house unless you let them in. Because you see vampire movies, right?
Yeah.
They can't come through your door unless you invite them. You have to
Mm.
let them in. So how does that negative energy get in your house for you to have to sage it? So keep people out. Keep people out your house. Know who you're dealing with. See, a lot of things you can nip it in the butt yourself, but that's the negative energy. Somebody, it has to come into your house. You, and everything that you do in life, you invite it. So I come back with the video saying, forgive yourself. A lot of times, a lot of people go to these different places because they don't want to forgive themselves, or they don't want to have that conversation with their younger self. So a lot of things they buried. Sometimes you got to say to your younger self, look where we at now. We okay. We all right. You know, when I was young, I didn't understand this, or I didn't understand that. And forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for wherever your trauma is. A lot of this comes out of trauma. So now you go into these people, not talking about the good ones. I'm talking about you going to anybody who's going to say, hey, I can help you elevate, or I'm going to help you spiritually. But in all reality, it's trauma that they're running from. It could have been from a bully. You don't know what people's trauma is. Sometimes it's not just, or it could be you feel like you're the black sheep. You might feel that you're dumb. Whatever you're feeling about yourself, you have to talk to yourself, and you gotta
Uh,
pat yourself on the back. And if you don't do that, you're gonna fall for anything. Now, once you know yourself, then it's hard for them to catch you.
Yeah, but the reason why there is people that is around who does these things, right? And they do help people, um, and they have testimonial because there's recommended ones who is in the community who actually do this work. That's why I refer to certain ones as Queen Afua, which IMU did go to that book, but she didn't. She haven't met the actual person, but I've met her, and they actually help women to elevate and become more of who they are. I.e., come through traumas, because your trauma can take you for years to get
Right.
past that trauma, to get
Correct.
through the barrier, right? To get through the barrier. So, because my problem I had was that same words that you used earlier, where you said, don't come to me for saying that or whatever. But some people who are studying these things, who studying these arts, who studying the books, who gets the crystals, who feels the vibrations, who align themselves, who have a great alignment with certain things, because um, they feel that empowerment of themselves. So when they grow and they become empowered by these things, like me, the thing what I deal with, I feel empowered by it because I know that is aligned to me. But so I know that even though like people will see it as, oh yeah, right, you're worshipping a stone or some stupidness like that, it ain't got nothing to do with that. All you're doing is raising up your so-called godhead. It's only because that people's turned the words, turned the whole thing upside down, and it's messed up. So when there's people like certain people who does these arts, who does the yoga, the sister circles, the men circles, because even men who's gone through traumas as well, right, have gone to community circles and has spoke through their traumas, and they bond as men, not how other people does that thing, because we're not even that then, right? They bond in a different way, and they grow themselves, and they become stronger, and they're able to go out and they go and help somebody else. So that's what I know,
Or
because
whichever floats your boat, whatever you need to do to help you, you know, if that helps you, or a therapist can help you, or anything. But my mind is, what if that didn't exist? Let's say I had these stones and stuff, and I lost it. Then what? My that's just how I think. So what do you do? Like, if these things did not exist, what only thing you could still is rely on yourself. But like I said, whatever, everybody needs help. So
yeah,
you go to, and I'm not talking about um the 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 bad help, but everybody needs help or guidance or something. And then with me, maybe I see things differently, because when I was 5 and 6 years old, my best friends were senior citizens. I know, I've always so I've always been told like old stories, and I've always been taught lessons, and they always had a saying for me. And I was the one, like, uh knocking on the doors. You all right? Are you okay? You need something from the store? That was just me. So that's probably why I think different, because I was, while all the other kids was playing, I was with the 60-year-olds, 70-year-olds, and the 80-year-olds. So the wisdom that they gave me from 5 on up, maybe that's why I see things different, because of who my best friends were, senior citizens.
mm,
But so maybe some people hung with people more of their age or something. That's not to say that I didn't make a lot. I still made mistakes. And it's crazy that because of the things that they said to me, now, fast forward 30, 40 years, I'm like, okay, I get it. I get it. I get it. Okay, now I know how to dodge this bullet. I learned how to dodge a lot of bullets because I had learned from my best friends, senior citizens.
mm,
But it's like I said, this hustling thing. All I could say is, do for anybody who wants to go to anybody, do your research. But I would just say, get to know you first. Then, when you go to search out for extra help or whatever, the universe will bring it to you. So maybe
Yeah.
what you needed to be done for you, the universe led you there. So maybe that's why it works for you.
But it's not. But it's not as easy for everybody because I've spoken to young ladies in the past and I've given them my books. Even when I was doing Kwanzaa and I was educating my friends who wasn't part of anything, and they wore weaves. They was just normal, and they didn't wrap up their hair. And some of the books helped them to even to certain referring to one book, Shola Ariwa. That was another book that I gave to my friend. She wasn't like, okay, it's knowledge I'm looking for. She was just like a seeker, basic. Well, seeker. She's seeking, but she's seeking other things. So then she'll come to me and she'll ask me certain things, and I'll tell her the answer. And because I'm raised by an older one too,
Hmm.
but to me, right, the yeah, I wasn't. I had my little bumps as well in the road too. It's
Yeah.
taken me 46 years to actually get to a certain level where I can understand myself, because once you know that you are on a different kind of step, because you can see things at both ends and you can relatively kind of make up your mind what spectrum you land on. But there is young ones out there who need guidance, and that's where and
Right.
that's where the women villages come in, which is the
Right.
same thing what
Right.
Queen Afua,
Right.
who
Right.
who
Right.
you are referring to, right?
Hmm.
Because in her book, if ever you do get her book, she talks about, right, about the village. He talks about meeting the husbands, because these books are made for younger women as well.
Hmm.
So these
Hmm.
books also do talk about crystals. Then each crystal, what in crystals,
Yeah.
right, deals
I,
with.
I, stu- I study everything. I study everything. I'm bored a lot, right? I'm
No,
sorry, but I'm bored a
but
lot, so I get to studying. But you know, if it can help somebody,
that's what I'm saying. Basically, that's what
right?
I'm saying. That's
Hmm.
what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. But you looking at one factor who's doing it wrong, right?
No, no,
Because
no, no, no. I'm not looking at who does it wrong or right. What I'm saying
yeah,
is
but
people who's looking for who needs the help. What I'm saying is that the universe will bring it to you. The same way the universe brought, the same way you do, thank God, or universe instill things in you. So that's why people come to ask you questions and you are able to help them, because the universe gave you certain things that people look forward to. And then you went searching for something and you came across something. Like, to me, nothing is by coincidence. So if you got her book or her learned about the crystals and everything else, because the universe, you wanted, you let the universe know, I want the right person. And then the universe sent you to the right people for you. I'm just saying how beautiful what you ask the universe for, the universe will give it to you. But for people who don't know how to say, send me to, the universe, send me to the right people, or whatever your belief is, that's when you come across the scammers. So you want to make it clear. Please send me in the right direction. Don't
mm,
just listen to anybody that say the black woman is God. That's the purpose of, I'm only saying that because the purpose of the title, how do we get scammed? Because we got two people that's saying the same exact thing, two people who also know the crystals, two sets of people. You got the good people and the bad people. They both know the same thing. They both can teach you the same way. They both have the same knowledge. So now you yourself, you got to now say, oh, goodness gracious. So if somebody's coming to me and I don't know if you the good one or the bad one, all I know is what you say and sound good. Like, wow, yeah. And you need the head wrap. Oh, yeah, I should. Now look at these crystals. Oh, yeah. But you may have went to the bad one.
Hmm.
Remember, everything that she says, the bad people says the same thing.
So you can't think like that all the time, though.
No, it's good and bad. You just gotta.
Yeah, that's fair enough. That's fair enough.
Right.
But people people can be told, can be recommended genuine people, and even if they come to you and you recommend them, refer them to genuine people, because
Mm-hmm.
I bet there is genuine people in New York who actually deals with that stuff, deal with the crystals and stuff that is there. Because like I said, there is people. I mean, I'm not from America, but I know a few. I, so so I've told a few people about these people, and they've gone to them or whatever, and they've been fine. So it just seems like if a person is searching by themselves, yeah, it is difficult on the other foot.
Right.
But if they're talking to you, a person who knows the
Right.
best recommended, i.e., eco group, the best recommended rites of passage group, because um like even right because even older women, right, goes to certain groups, right, because they say, right, women can be taught new stuff,
Stop it.
right, because we are the nurture, right, because we are the earth, right, we are
Right.
the earth angels, and
Right.
that's what Golden Beauty's grasp, right. So Golden Beauty has grasped that. She's seen that she is greater than the man she was with, right?
Golden
Right.
Broody.
And
Who's
and
that?
she has shown that even though people don't believe in ancestors or whatever, she has shown that, okay, my ancestors have sent karma to the man who was dealing with me bad, because she actually looked into her God self, her who she is. So that, all right, because I know, because certain people has made a reflection word a cuss word now. It's like a
Mhm.
swear word now. It's like you can't say higher self. It's a swear word.
Mhm.
You can't say I'm on a
Mhm.
higher frequency. It
Mhm.
sounds like a swear word. So
Right.
when people like who like me, and well, like, I mean, not that I say it a lot, or say certain things to certain people like you, right? You lot will initially take that on as nah, 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 nah. But
No, I don't. I don't. I don't. I
that's
love
what it sounded
information.
like.
No, no, no. I love information. And just because I don't believe in it, that doesn't mean that somebody that I know probably believe in it. So I can say, hey, Yemi, can you help this young lady out for me? See, that's how that goes. See, that's how you network, and I'm glad that you know the real people to go to, and they can get real books and real help. Cause I'm around a lot of people, so I even if I don't believe in it, it's okay. But I know people who do believe in it, so now I can send them to you. Hey, I got
Hmm.
a good girl from Yemi. Hey, you know what I'm saying? That's how that go. Cause I it doesn't, like I said, everybody is their own individual. I can't. If somebody say, hey, you know somebody who knows stones or know what crystals work for this and work for that, at least I could say, okay, Yemi, I could I can vouch for her. She's real, and she knows real people. So I can send people your way if they want to do that. Because I know a lot of people who are into it. And
Hmm.
they believe, but they just had came across bad people. But but it's good, you know. It's good to network. It's good to know all types of people. It's really good to know.
Yeah, yeah, cause I was coaching someone last year, last year, and she got little bit out of it, and she's now very productive right now. So, um, I mean, just because I don't show my credentials on here, because to me, I'm just another person in YouTube world. So, um, I was a business before anyway. So that healing, what people's talking about, all right, I've been doing that for a long time. For a long time, I've literally all the stuff. What That's why I get upset. How it is bastardized by nasty nuts as well, and how even to the Egyptology is very much not dealt with properly because there are shrines to these things and stuff like that in America. There's a Sekhmet temple somewhere, right? And I have not been America, but I know about these things, all right? So for things to get bastardized, it's worse than when they bastardize other things. Right now, right, they're trying to cause a division between the Africans and the indigenous, which is a whole nother conversation altogether. And
Yes, ma'am.
to me, I think that alone is a division because Willie Lynch already put it in his letter about that division, and right now that it seems to be happening because you have good hair and I have K whatever C whatever hair. Oh, it's not good. Oh, because I know more than you and you learn less than me. It don't go like that because I don't see
Mhm.
it. I don't see it like that. That's not what I know as one who was part of conscious community. One, two. Not only that, like I said, I was given this name, Yemi, right? I didn't just get it out of the ear, pick it, and say, okay, I want to be called this. The other name, I know why that other name is there, right? So that's why I use it. And um, to be honest, right, it's not everybody is on a hustling or whatever tip or whatever. Some people are just genuinely how they are, whatever. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like,
right, right,
you
right.
know, so people get it all twisted up because they meet a set of people who mess up the thing and bastardize it and take it to where they shouldn't be and make the whole yoni egg, whatever, because I don't even believe in that anyway, because that's not even in the blinking
That's true,
rules
but a
of
lot of
Egypt.
people use the yoni egg. Now, hold up now. Sometimes they use a yoni egg. It's not. Some of them use it because to tighten their. Let's say you start to get older, and when you sneeze or cough,
But you can do
the
that
pe- the
naturally.
people. I mean, you could do the Keeleys or whatever. I'm saying some people do it for that though, so they can learn how to squeeze their muscle. Hold up now. someone
Oh,
someone don't want to
so
learn
there
how
is
to
a
tighten the
reason for that.
muscles, baby.
Ah, okay, there's a reason
Yes,
for that.
yes. It's
Well,
different reasons to use that. So you start
ah,
off with the three sets of stones. Like I said, well, I mean, I know some things, and I
mm,
know some
mm,
things.
because
But
because be,
my thing is the delivery for me. If
yes,
things if it's
yeah,
not done
go on.
out of love, or if I don't feel you're doing something from the heart, then that's like, oh my gosh, you might know her, you may like her, but I'm like on my other channel, it's like, oh, I don't know why she came across my page, but I'm in a personal. She ain't arguing back and forth with me. I'm just arguing with her. She just don't know that we going at it, right? But it's really me going at it with her because I don't with this manosphere stuff and this gender war. And now you have ladies that's in this gender war, and every video this lady makes, she sits up there and then she just goes at it with the young women. Just like I had a argument, because like I said, things have to be done out of love. And number one, you shouldn't speak on issues about people you didn't walk their shoes. That's like the bonnet, right? and all these
Mhm.
ghetto. She called. I mean, for a person who don't curse, she done. Her mouth is vile. I said, you got the worstest mouth ever. You call somebody gutter snipe? I'm like, well, I ain't heard that word in many moons, but that's not nice. Walking out with bonnets. First of all, have you ever asked yourself, why is the bonnet on their head? Is that normal? Is it could it be a thing that she could be depressed? Could she be like, I don't care what I look like? What if she's going through something? Like you never know what somebody's going through to really, like, I don't give opinions. I literally go to people and go, how are you? Are you all right? Are you okay? I don't sit up there, look at the person with the bonnet on. I'm like, dude, it's not normal. If your hair is done and you're in your right state of mind, why would you go out in a bonnet? It's not a a thing. Some women do that because they going through something and they don't care. They could have been hurt. They don't care what they look like. Their hair is not even done. The bonnet is only on their head because their hair is not done. Maybe they have lost something in life. So people forgot how to be kind to one another. They forgot how to be loving to one another. All they do now is take people and you don't know what condition they in, and then now you put all you do is throw more coal on the fire. So the way she talks, I don't like it because you don't know what people go just because you maybe just because you haven't went through it, that doesn't mean you would not go through it. You may not go through what somebody else went through, but you're going to have your own set of problems. How would you like for somebody to talk to you? How would you like somebody to approach you on the darkest days when you're going through something? Would you like for them to say, oh, look how she looks? They know they look bad because they feel bad. That's why they look bad. They don't look bad because they feel good. We have lost humanity. Like, what happened to humanity?
Because everything's changing. That's why it's changing quicker because of what the new era that's coming in. There's going to be a lot of things that's going to be destroyed and taken away. A lot of things that's going to be put in place. That's what's happening right now.
Yeah, I totally agree. But long as I'm living, I still have to promote humanity. So people around me, they all know how to talk to each other while they in my presence. And I have to stop the young, this is how you talk, but it's all these videos and profiting off of people trauma. I don't like it. So this lady, I don't even know her name, but she got her head covered and she talked ghetto, but you talk about ghetto females. I'm like, who? Like, I may not like what some women do, but I don't know the reason why they're doing it. See, I have to get to the heart of the matter. So I'm not gonna profit and well let take a video and hey, look at these women and no, 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 no. Mm-mm. See, that's what keep us separated as a community because you think you're on this level, and then now you talk about the people on that level. Your job is to bring them to your level, not keep kicking them, and kicking them, and bringing them down, down, and down. Your job is to pull them up. So if you're not pulling up somebody, your words and making profit, you're gonna have to reap what you sow, and something is gonna hit you, and you're gonna be going through something. And when you want the universe to send you somebody, you're gonna get the same thing you put out to somebody else. You gotta be careful how you talk to people. Like I said, nobody. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. People say I see things with rose-colored glasses. Maybe I do, but that's just me. I like to talk to people with love, care, kindness. That doesn't mean the beast in me. That beast is still that beast is still there. Don't push it. Don't push it. Let her
Mm,
let her stay asleep, okay? But
mm,
I like to see, like when I do my videos, I like to see people say, I see the comments all the time. Oh my God, your videos are long, but you made my day, or you make me laugh, or I get joy when I come to your channel. See, to me, that's what life is all about. If I do something to make your day better, or if I take a load off of you, my job is done. See, everybody has to know their calling. Just so happened, I had to find out that that's my calling. My calling is to help. That might not remember everybody has their own calling. My job is to help. Like I told you, I've been doing that since a little kid. It's always been me. That's why it was so easy for me. Like I used to do EMS, and when I fell and I couldn't work no more because I always had to help people, and I never realized that. And even I got done dirty, which when we cut off this screen, I have to talk to you, Yemi. I
okay.
I seriously have to talk to you about a problem,
Okay.
and I need to get this straight.
Mm,
I mean, I, I when some when something happens, and even I don't have nothing to do with it, but for some reason I had something to do with it unintentionally. Yo, people don't understand my heart. My heart literally hurts. My heart hurts. My heart literally hurts. So the younger me will have to find you. We have to fight. But I'm too old to be fighting now. You know what I'm saying? I can't be doing them things. But the younger me we kick it down your door. Oh, doesn't it feel good to be mature? Can you imagine your younger days? Can you?
yeah.
Can you? I'm like, sometimes I think I'm like, oh my God, I have really grown.
Mm,
Oh Jesus! But so now I have to move south, but you have to straighten out something for me.
mm,
So you, for me to release, you have
mm.
you said something before. I need for you to finish what you said, and when you click off, and we stay on the when you click off your live, we can still talk in the back chat, right?
Mhm.
We have to talk. I mean, ASAP. This got to be done.
Okay. Okay. Alrighty, people. So
Stay tuned for part two.
no, there's no part two. I ain't coming back to this subject again. Seriously, I ain't. I ain't. The only time I will come is if I see something that I really disagree with, then I'll come back. But apart from that, there ain't no part two. But please comment and tell me what you think of this thing, or am I over exasperating, or am I being over the top, or the community needs to clean up. Please say your say your minds, whatever, everybody, so I can see, so we can see what is what, because like it is ridiculous, and I know people have a lot to say out there, because I know if I put polite in the blinking tag, you see how fast people will turn up and say what they got to say. So I bought the receipts about the whole tech thing, and I feel that yes, it's messed up. Altogether, it's just messed up, and that's my one opinion. But there's other opinions, so please put your opinions, like and subscribe, and just tell me what you're thinking. Please don't forget to deal with the girl video that I did before, because that one needs to be dealt with too.
Oh, I saw that, and that was a beautiful video. I learned a lot. I haven't seen the guy. I forgot his name. who was doing the talking. I was like, wow, she's taking me back. I didn't see him in a while. I had to get back to my Caribbean roots, girl.
Yeah, so I'm gonna keep updated on that story, and whatever else is gonna come forward. I've already got a couple lives lined up already. I know I need to. I'm gonna try to get finish them smartish, and yeah. But yeah, just like and subscribe and comment and thing, and just let me know what you're thinking, people, on this subject. Um, and till next video, basically, and then we'll take it from there. And if I see anything else, if I feel anything else that needs to be said on this subject, if I have to return to this subject in any form, but I ain't using oh, well, I won't be using no video evidence because like the video is already out there and we can't be bothered to go on to and get them because it's just long. So um yeah, so basically that's all I'm gonna say on the matter on that side. So unless something else turns up and really spooks me, then yeah, people will hear my opinion on it, and I'll just put it out in the ether, and then people can just deal with it from there. So with that said, have a good day, good afternoon, night. So it's morning here now, soon 4 o'clock. So I'll see you later, people. Bye. Thanks for participating. Those who participate too. Yeah. All right. Later.